My mother gave birth to me when she was 17. Yes, I know how that sounds. From what I've heard, she used to have many sexual relations during high school, to the point of not even knowing who my father is. Being a teenage woman, she definitely wasn't willing to raise a child, but my grandparents did not allow her to have an abortion. As a result, she was forced to take care of me. She was the opposite of a good mother. If I cried, she would turn up the music loud and pretend I didn't exist. There were nights when I had to go to bed hungry because she refused to breastfeed me, and I had nothing else to eat. Fortunately, my grandparents noticed this and took me in. My mother was happy to distance herself from me and return to her lifestyle. She moved into a dormitory to prepare for college. My grandmother took good care of me at home, and my grandfather would often take me to the park. He had had hip surgery and couldn't move around much, but he always made sure to play with me. I consider them my true parents and will always be grateful to them. When I was 4 years old, they hired a babysitter to take care of me because they needed to attend a wedding. On the way back, they had a terrible accident and unfortunately did not survive. At that time as a child, I didn't know that my life was about to turn into a nightmare. I cried for days on end. The house was in my mother's name, so she returned. It seemed she was happy that her parents were gone because she started throwing parties at the house. Literally a week later, she became the queen of her college because she had an empty house where everyone could gather and use substances. At that time, I still hadn't gotten over the loss of my true parents, so I would cry desperately in my room. Sometimes my cries could be heard downstairs, and I think her friends asked about it because she would barge into my room with anger on her face and put tape over my mouth. She would probably say something like, "If you keep crying, I'll throw you out the window." I would cover my mouth with my hands and cry with after a few months of this repeating, she got tired of me and took me to another state. I was excited because I thought we would finally spend time together as a family. Guess what she did? She left me at the door of an orphanage and went away. She had no idea that this would be the beginning of her downfall. Now you can check if there is a part 2 by pressing share and more.